there's still going to be some theatrics, but it's going to be like along the lines of what Tim Burton and other people did with Batman and Superman, bring out the real reality, not the 70s kind of campy kind of Superman or Batman. It's going to be like darker Thor. The music is a little bit darker. It's a little bit more punkier, and the stage show is going to be the same way.
Why, John, why did you pick Thor in the beginning? Why did you go with Thor, the character?
Thor is actually my real name, right? So,
okay.
Besides that, I went through different names, right? My band was first called Body Rock, right? And before that, I was in a band called Metal Falcon, and then I tried the name Centaur for a while, and Vicon. But the reason I liked Thor was because Thor represented thunder and lightning and a thunderous brand of rock. So if we're going to go out there and play a thunderous rock, and be the rock warrior, I thought Thor was very appropriate.
So do you ever get in trouble with the Marvel, like the comic book group, or with as far as rights go?
No, not at all. Just as Hercules can be. I mean, if you want to, you can make a Hercules comic or a Hercules movie. But it's the tag you put on it. You can trademark or copyright the Incredible Hercules, or Hercules the Invincible, or Hercules the Asshole, or whatever you want.
Yeah.
But I trademarked Thor the Rock Warrior. Plus, it's my real name. So, in fact, I've known Stan Lee for years. In fact, going way back into the 70s, when I put out Thor, Keep the Dogs Away, Stan wanted to actually do a Thor movie starring me at that time. We had the script for it and everything. It never got off the ground. But now, actually, there is going to be a Thor movie in 2009.
Wow. Is that how you kind of made the transition into film career? Was with the Stan Lee approaching you, or how did that work?
No, that happened just from getting offers to do movies, right? And I actually did a lot of acting in Vancouver when I was younger, in my teens, mainly because people saw my physique and everything, and offered me movies. Like I was in the movie with George Papard, Ground Star Conspiracy, another one called Christina, and later on, I expanded my acting career with, of course, movies like Zombie Nightmare with Adam West and Tia Carrere, and Rock and Roll Nightmare, which became a big success for me. And I went from there. I'm still doing quite a few movies. Just this past year in 2007, A Family Lost was on television on Lifetime Network, and I just did a CTV movie, the Robert Willie Picton story, where I played a detective. So I'm still doing movies. Steve Price and I are working on a soundtrack for the upcoming movie, The Parking Lot, which is a movie that they're filming in Rome. They want me to star in it, but it starts in March, so it's tough to fly over to Rome and star in a movie when I'm supposed to be touring in March.
Wow, sounds like a lot on your plate there.
Yeah, there's a lot of we're getting a lot of offers to do things, right? But you only can do so many things, so that's why I'm trying to duplicate myself, or maybe I can get a guy to be son of Thor, and he can go out there and tour and different things, or something,
So would you say that the musical part is definitely takes precedent over the acting gigs?
That's where what I said before. I'm a rocker at heart. I think it's easier for a rocker to become an actor than it is for an actor to become a rocker, right? You see Hasselhoff and all these guys always trying to, be these rock guys, it doesn't, it doesn't seem to go as far. But many times, of course, Elvis had a lot of success in movies, and many times you see that. Even Ice-T is a success right now, the rap star. He's got his own show and stuff like that. The transition, I don't know what it is, because because you're on stage, you get that theatrical balance or that theatrical experience, being on stage, and you lose all your inhibitions, and you feel comfortable, whether it's in front of a camera because you're doing videos or the audience or whatever. It works out that way. But anyhow, I enjoy both, right? But whether it was the show and doing the movie in Rome, or doing the tour right now, my allegiance is to this album, Into the Noise, and I would believe in it so much, and believe in what Steve Price can do, and just so great to get back together again and entertain on stage, and we got big shows like this show in San Francisco on March the 8th is a really big show with Arnold Corps, and it's going to be so powerful. I really don't know if the venue will be able to withstand the hammering of Arnold Corps and Thor.
When you talk about, obviously you said you're more of a musician at heart, but I think it's fair to say that a lot of people would probably recognize you from the movie Rock and Roll Nightmare. Do you does that bother you at all that you try to struggle with it? Or?
It's a lot of people will recognize me because of that movie, and then a lot of people will recognize me because of they'll say, "Oh, Keep the Dogs Away. You still have the dogs?" Well, I've never really owned dogs, but I was on the cover of Keep the Dogs Away with dogs, right? The Doberman Pinschers. I don't remember that one, but
yep.
Or I saw the video, or I saw this. It's all for different things, right? So it's not just Rock and Roll Nightmare, but many other things, or Only the Strong album.
What would you say that your guys' newest album, what would you classify that as, and what you're trying to go for? I mean, obviously it sounds like there's still melodic things, but it does sound like the singing has gotten a little bit more, I guess on some of them a little more growly, but then also, melodic. What would you classify your newest album as?
Well, my opinion, the newest album is almost like, I say there's hints of progressive rock in there. Try to do something a little different. And being a musician myself, I like experimenting, in different things. And I would say it's a concept album. It's got some power rock. It's got a little bit of progressive. It's got a little bit of everything. But overall, it's fantasy rock, maybe, Whereas I would say, one of my albums was Gladiator rock, or a Beast Woman, I would call it psychedelia rock. This is more fantasy rock. We're portraying a story here, like when, and there's instrumentals in there. I was a big fan of the Ventures, right? So I see this as almost like there's some heavy metal instrumentals in there, and then you get the vocals, because the instrumentals lead you into the story, right, and the concept of Into the Noise. And in ancient times, they would gather, where the Vikings would gather around the camp fire and tell tales, and the minstrel would play an instrumental, and then, maybe they would dance to it or whatever, and then there would be roars of laughter or whatever, and then they would come into, a tale of battle and that sort of thing. So, that's what we're trying to go for with this album, a sort of a modern combination of ancient tales.
So, not to get too far off subject, but what kind of things do you guys do in your spare time when you're not making movies and making albums and being super awesome in the industry? What kind of stuff do you guys do just in your spare time?
Basically, what I do is just enjoy some hobbies, or I go to a movie, or my wife and I walk around the park. Very simple things, just try to, actually get away from the movie industry and the music industry. Just actually normal things. I don't go into the bank wearing my Thor costume.
That would be pretty awesome, by the way. But anyway.
Yeah. Far from it. I'm more incognito and try to escape it, almost like a secret identity.
Well, Thor needs to wind down too,
Absolutely. Can't be throwing thunderbolts all the
time. Oh, yeah.
Last question here before you go. Who would win in a fight between Thor, Danzig, and Don Dokken?
Well, Well, first of all, I bonked their heads together, and that'd be it. Finished.
Oh, man.
That's all it takes.
The hammer wouldn't even come out. It'd just be a big head
No,
bonking.
I wouldn't even bother with the hammer. I wouldn't need it.
I got to tell you guys something, and I hope John's not embarrassed. I'm 210 pounds, 6'1", and Keith Zazzy was about 200 pounds, and we worked out, both of us. And I have to tell you that the two of us one day, and John didn't know about it, we left our hotel room in England, and we said, you know what, we're going to bend this damn steel bar. And we can't bend it. It was really pretty much the rear brakes of the truck, like the brake.
The leaves, yeah, the leaf springs.
Yeah. That's how thick it is, right? So Keith and I, 200 pounds, you know, like both working out and stuff like that. We're standing there in England, and John doesn't know about this, and we're against a brick wall, like a old castle or whatever, and we're kicking this thing with boots, like Timberland boots, you know, hard as we can, both of us. And I want to tell you, we didn't bend it one bit. So I would tell you that in all the years that I've lived, I've never seen anybody as strong as John. And I would never want to ever, even now, have anybody accidentally be punched by him.
No, but I mean, Danzig's own fans knock him out. You know, like here in Vancouver, I don't know if you saw that on the tube. I mean,
yeah.
I just punched one punch, the gun Danzig was down. You know,
I mean, if you guys think about it, like, you know, John used the towel for leverage. Obviously, you don't want to take your teeth out. You know, your teeth are teeth. You know.
Well, I saw one video he used a bra, right, on Playboy TV, just a thin bra
absolutely.
for.
A lot more fun.
I tell you guys, for about an hour, like two pretty strong guys with their feet. I don't think we bent it, like maybe more than like 1/millionth of an inch. And this guy, I stood next to him night after night after night, and it was like a joke to him. It was almost like, you know, like he would take his time and make, because he was a showman, and make, you know, like it was extremely difficult, but I've seen him do it, you know, in like 4 seconds.
Man.
Just to be goofing around in like a hotel room, just like, okay, are you really struggling? And then I watch him just bend the steel bar of a brake truck line or whatever you want to call it in like probably 3 or 4 seconds. So I wouldn't really want to see, I don't know, I think he would have to bang heads with probably like a real superhero for real. Yeah.
Maybe after the music career, you'll have to get into the ultimate fighting or something.
I have to fight that guy Chuck Liddell or something.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling that if I hit Chuck Liddell, his head would come right off.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
No, those guys are tough guys.
They're tough guys. We don't want to get you in. I don't want to get you in trouble, right? Yeah. We don't want to fight anybody in these days.
Friend, good. You know, good.
Yeah, exactly.
Peace. No, I believe in peace. You know.
Hey, it was great talking to you guys, you know.
Yeah, thanks a lot for giving us the opportunity to talk to you. It means a lot to us. I mean, I know you guys are out there promoting the album and whatnot, but it's definitely cool for us as well. One more thing before we go, can you just refer to Ton as Old Scratch?
Leave that up to you, John.
Okay, say that. I'm okay. Could you clarify that for me? I'm going to say Ton, you old scratch. Is that what that?
I would just want you to refer to him as Old Scratch.
Dusty runs around saying that to me all the time. This is like a personal fantasy of his.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
See you again, Old Scratch, Old Ton.
Excellent.
Oh, that was great. Wow.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, guys.
Okay, man.
Hey, man.
Hopefully we'll see you somewhere in Minnesota if you come through on the tour.
Hey, hook us up at the school. We'll come by.
All right. We'll see what we can do.
We'll be there, man.
All right.
All right, thanks for being cool, guys, and not too serious.
If you got it. Take care. Thanks a lot, guys.
Yep.
Yep, you too.
See ya.